Hi, it's Mitz. Thank you so much for being here today. So I wanted to do another knit with me session, but I don't believe I shared with you these other two projects. And I'm currently working on the Anthology throw. I'm using the Yarn Advent calendar by Fiber Esquisse here, and she is a dyer from Hokkaido, Japan. And of course I wanted to support, I'm currently living in Japan, so I wanted to support like a domestic dyer. I couldn't find that many dyers in Japan that were doing the Advent calendar, so if you know of any, please let me know, maybe in the future. But so I made a mistake. I mentioned in the other video that I didn't join in the round from the beginning, so I realized later on that I'm supposed to join in the round, and so that's why there's this huge gap, which I will have to seam together later. But it's such a pretty and easy, very mindless knit, very squishy yarn. She uses natural dyes in this Advent. She had two sets, one with natural dyes and one with her standard dyeing as well. So today, I'm several days behind, but it's a nice bright-ish yellow, like a sunshine yellow, like a sunflower sunshine yellow. I really liked this kind of like a soft ice blue. It's probably not coming up on camera, but it was a beautiful contrast against this light brown color, and I didn't feel like having a huge block of that, so I just added one row of it and then I moved on to the next. And so yeah, it's looking like this. I kind of have the ball wound up and I have it sitting in here like this as I knit, so it's not rolling around on my floor, and it's actually working out really nicely. But I think eventually I'm gonna have to change my needles. So I wanted to knit a little bit, just maybe under 20 minutes probably. My daughter is working right behind me, so you might hear her a little bit. She's just doing some drawing and coloring. So here is my first ever sweater. I haven't finished it yet. It's called White Mountains, and I believe the designer is Midori Hirose, I think. And yeah, I chose this because it looked very like a simple, nice, simple pattern. This is my first time where I attempted to do the tubular bind off, which took up so long of my, it took up a lot of my time, but the effect is really, really nice, how it's kind of like a rounded finished edge. I don't know if I'm going to do that for the sleeves, but I probably should, to keep it consistent. But it took so long for me, and I don't even remember how I did it. I'm going to have to review the YouTube videos again. But it's such a nice little finishing effect, and I really liked that. This is the shelter, sorry, the Brooklyn Tweed shelter in worsted. It's a worsted weight yarn, and for the longest time I have a stitch, like a stitch marker here. I thought this was the front, and so I was putting it on and I was trying it on, and for some reason I'm like, this doesn't fit right, and I don't know why the back is like open like this. And I realized the German short rows is for this back part here and not for the front. I don't know, for some reason I just thought it was the other way around. I wish there is a way to make this a little bit more like tight. I don't know if you have any suggestions. I feel like it's too open, and maybe it will be different when I actually block and soak the yarn. It might kind of shrink up a bit. So I'm working on the sleeve. I feel like I want to make it like maybe shorter. I don't know if I'm going to do like a full length sleeve, partly because these are kind of driving me nuts. Like the cable is so hard, it just keeps its shape, and it's so hard and uncomfortable to do magic loop. It just doesn't really, it's not very flexible. I purchased a whole set of used yarns, and I was really happy with that because I like, you know, I wanted to be able to reuse the items that people are no longer using. But at the same time, it's quite annoying how this cord is so stiff. I don't know if it's coming across on TV, but I don't know if the stiffness of this cord is coming across on the video. But so yeah, I feel like I want to make it a shorter sleeve, maybe like a 3/4 length or something. I'm not too sure, but I'm slowly, very, very much slowly working on it. I really want to finish it, like I said, within this winter so that I can actually wear it. So there's the White Mountains, and I'm also, I finished this during the Tokyo yarn crawl, and I did do a really good job with this back here. It was my first Japanese pattern, and I had a difficult time understanding it, and I just kind of I did it on a whim, and I just kind of winged it. But it turned out okay, I think, and I've worn it a couple times already. It's really warm. It's really warm for this Tokyo winter, but maybe in January, February, when it's a little bit cooler, I can actually make more use of it. It's very soft to the touch, and yeah, it was a nice first attempt at a Japanese knitting pattern. All right, I'm already 8 minutes in, and I really want to just get some rows in. I have my check sheet here, and I started using the stitch marker. I don't know why I have two here, they're just so cute. So if you missed the video where I did a haul of the stitch markers, I will leave it linked down below. I think this is just more for decoration, but yeah, that one indicates the beginning of round. And so let's sit down and knit together, or maybe you're journaling or doing something else or doing crochet. I was thinking about looking at other patterns to use for the yarn scraps, and I think I want to try crocheting simple like linen stitch. I think it's called linen stitch, a linen stitch blanket. But a lot of my yarns are fingering, so I might hold them double with another yarn or something and just do it that way. I think that would be kind of fun. And my son is voicing interest in it, and I think it would be easier for him to start off with crochet with just the one hook. I feel like with knitting maybe it might be a little bit difficult, but you know, I shouldn't really underestimate that. I should let him try both and see what he likes. But I feel like giving him like an introduction to crocheting maybe. And I was thinking of doing like granny squares. That's how I started with the crochet. It was my mom and my grandmother that taught me the crochet, and we did like granny squares, and did those big squares for like the pillowcase, like a pillowcase or a cushion case, sorry. And so maybe I'll do something like that, but I feel like linen stitch is easy enough. Actually, I'm just saying this. I'm saying this, but I haven't really tried it. Doing the linen stitch with fingering weight yarn. I don't know if that's going to be too thin for him. It's probably better to start off with a thicker thread and like a faster project where he feels like more of like a sense of accomplishment. So I'm exhausted from yesterday. We had several events for the kids, like separately, and so I was mainly with my daughter, and we had to take several trains to downtown Tokyo, and that's always very stressful for me, especially on a weekend when there's just so many people. I don't want to miss the trains, so I'm always like researching in advance. I'm looking at the times and checking out, if I miss this train, what's the next train that I can take, and I have like backup plans just in case, and always arriving early because washroom breaks and things. And on the weekend there's just so many people, so there's lineups for the washrooms too, so I take that into account. Like maybe I overthink things, but traveling into Tokyo is always very stressful for me. I'm not very comfortable with it. I must say though, the monthly meetup I do with my friends, we are doing like a monthly meetup of different foods from various parts of the world, since we can't really travel that much, and that has encouraged me a lot to become more comfortable with taking the train. Still not comfortable, but it's a lot better than before. And yeah, I'm enjoying eating the foods from other countries. I think the next one we are going to try to visit Yokohama area. Yokohama is another city around Tokyo. It's a totally different city. It's not in Tokyo. It's in the Kanagawa prefecture, but it's within a little quick train ride. And Yokohama has a Chinatown there, so we are thinking of visiting the Chinatown area and maybe having some delicious foods. Yeah, and I remember when I visited Tokyo many years ago, we went to the Yokohama Chinatown, and my husband, do you remember back in the day, I don't know if they still do these like deals called Groupon deals, and you would purchase a coupon online, and you would purchase like a dinner for two or something for a good price. But yeah, so he purchased one of those Groupon deals for a restaurant in Yokohama Chinatown, and it was not very good. We were so disappointed. That was back when I was still back in Canada, and I guess I was comparing it to the Chinese food in Toronto. And yeah, I was so disappointed because I shouldn't say disappointed, but it was just so different from the normal food that I would eat in Toronto, like the Toronto dim sum. So let me know down below in the comments what you're working on, if you're working on a project, or if you are knitting up a project for Advent, or if you have any advice regarding doing crochet using fingering weight yarn. Is the linen stitch a good idea? I kind of want one where it's not too airy, like not too many holes. And I was looking it up, and I thought the linen stitch would be nice and like a packed stitch in a way, and it's an even stitch. And so I was thinking of doing that. But let me know how that would. I guess I'm gonna have to give it a go. I'm gonna have to try it myself and swatch some fingering weight yarns. I guess if worst comes to worst, I can always hold the yarn double or even triple if I'm not getting the look that I want, right? But yeah, let me know if you've done something like that, like a scrappy crochet blanket. I'm not looking for a huge blanket, maybe more like a how would you say, a lap throw, like something smaller for the kids. And I wanted to use the colorful scrap yarns that I have left. I have one ball of the mohair left from this one here, and I really don't know what to do with it. I don't think it's enough for a hat, and it might be enough for maybe like fingerless mitts for the kids. So I'm gonna have to research fingerless mitt pattern, or I might just, I don't know, for kids, and look that up as well. But yeah, I just have one ball left of the dark gray and a little bit left of the white, or like the silver, and so it's like a in between. And I don't know what to do because it's soft, but I'm not sure. So yeah, let me know down below if you're working on a project and if you're knitting along. I assume with these like knit with me's, it would be better to have nice long videos, because I enjoy knitting together during these like podcasts. I enjoy watching podcasts where I can kind of knit along, but with a short episode like 20 minutes or something, it might be a little bit difficult to do. But I know with the journal with me videos, some people like the long ones because they can sit down and have like an actual journal session together. But lately I haven't been doing any short videos over there, and so recently I filmed a junk journal sharing some of my older junk journals, and that was nice and short and sweet. There's going to be a junk journal challenge in January, and it's very, very exciting, so I wanted to film some videos for that one as well. So I actually opened up the Advent yarn for this is day 10, I think, this yellow one here, and I opened up 11 already. Actually, I opened up 12 already by mistake, thinking that it was 11. I grabbed the wrong envelope. I was trying to film with one hand, and so I think I reached into the box and grabbed the wrong one, and then I later realized, oh no, I opened up envelope 12 by mistake. So I have 11 and 12 opened up, and 12 is a beautiful color. It's a very nice, I'm excited to be knitting with that one. I will admit the colorway is limited because it is natural dyes, so I feel like some of these are similar, but there's like small little details. It's going to be so hard to pick up on camera, but like these little specks here in the green, these little like dark specks, and then even with this like specks of like yellow, light yellow you see here, there's just like minor different details here. Like you can see little blips of color here and there. Hopefully that's coming up, but those are really exciting to see, even though the overall color is quite similar here in the beginning. But yeah, number 12 is quite different, so I'm excited to be knitting with that. I might do something similar where I just knit like one accent color, but yeah, I'm excited to be working. This is my first Advent project, my first Advent purchase, and I see so many beautiful unboxings during Vlogmas, people's Vlogmas. The crazy sock lady, she opens up her Advent from several different dyers, and it's so fun. So fun to see her working on the like unboxing or unbagging and revealing the yarns every single day. The Hedgehog Fiber One is it's catching my attention, but yeah, I found a place that still has them available, so I'm like really humming and awing. I'm not sure if I should, because I haven't, my birthday falls on Christmas, and so I'm thinking, should I get that for my Christmas and birthday gift, like one big gift for myself? I don't know. I usually, when I purchase the Hobonichi, I use a planner called the Hobonichi Techo, and it's released usually in September, or is it August? They're usually released, and I purchase a cover and several Hobonichi books, and I use that as my Christmas and birthday gift. But this year I didn't purchase a Hobonichi cover. I only purchased the one, sorry, I shouldn't say one. I purchased the Avec in the A6 size for my daily journal, and I purchased the weeks for my work personal planner, but I didn't purchase any covers. And so yeah, I usually treat myself to a cover, and I consider that as my birthday / Christmas gift from my, I guess, my husband or family. But yeah, regarding, I know this is like totally off topic, it's not really knitting related, but for the cover for the weeks, I think I might just continue to use this one from Shakespeare. Yeah, I have a different cover on cover, and this is currently, I haven't really journaled in it recently, but it's a journal for my kids, or to my kids, and so I might just continue to use this for the weekly cover. And with the A6, I'm using the Superior Labor Natural leather one, so I think I might just continue to do that. So yeah, I'm eyeing the Hedgehog Fibers Advent because it is still available from this one shop here in Japan. We'll see, I'm not too sure yet. I also struggle with seeing the beautiful hanks or the skeins of yarn, like how, I don't know how they knit up, and they're so pretty in the hank form or like the skein form, but I can't wrap my mind around how that knits up into like a fabric or like a garment. Of course, like the tonals, it's, you know, you can kind of estimate as to how it looks. You can get a rough estimate of like an image of what that garment will look like, or the fabric will look like once it's knitted up. But when you see a beautiful speckly piece of like beautiful, like it's like you just, sometimes I don't even want to unravel it. I can't wrap my mind around how that's going to look like once it's knit up, and so I usually go to Ravelry. But some of the newer releases, like the Hedgehog Fiber Advent, like I don't know how some of those skeins will actually look like once they're, you know, knit up. I appreciate those companies that take the time to swatch their yarns, so it's easier for me to see, oh, this is what it looks like when you knit up a swatch. I think I've done a row and a bit, and so I'm pretty happy with this. I will work on it a little bit more, probably in the evening, to kind of wind down the day, wind down the weekend. And I hope you enjoyed this more slower paced video. I can film these like pockets of, you know, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, if you don't mind me filming them and then kind of piecing them together into one longer video. I can definitely do that as well, because that's the reality of it. I'll have 10 minutes here and maybe 15 minutes there, 5 minutes after breakfast, or that's how I usually work on these little projects. So if that's something that interests you, just let me know and I can film them and then just piece them together at the end. I hope you are doing well and having a nice relaxing day. I hope it's not too cold where you are, or maybe it's getting warm where you are in the southern hemisphere. My daughter's checking out the cute little stitch markers that are here on the off to the side. I still haven't opened this one. It's too cute. But I know eventually will be opening it. It's just so cute. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.